Parloa.
We're excited to dive into our next set of breakout sessions here on this very stage. So glad to see all of you are back in your seats for that, and we'll slowly have more people trickling in. So our final session here on this breakout stage is going to be all about AI transformation in customer service. And I'm very happy to announce our next set of speakers who are going to be able to chat through that topic. So let's give a big warm applause and welcome to Christian and Ben. Take it away, guys.
So, thank you for those who managed to come back from the lunch break. Ben and I, we are very excited to take you on a journey, our automation and AI transformation journey at PAYBACK. And I hope we will give you some good insights you can take back to your teams in your organization. We'll give you some more background about PAYBACK. Our implementation partner Infinit will then take you on a deep dive on what we learned over the last couple of years in terms of customer service automation. And then we will give you a perspective on our bigger picture where we want to develop in the next couple of years. So who are the guys on the stage? I'm Christian, as you can see on the right-hand side. I'm an active PAYBACK collector. I'm typical family father style of collecting points, Edeka, Amazon, DM. I'm responsible for the global operations at PAYBACK. And one big part of the global operations is customer service. And as we are managing customer data and customers for our retail partners overall, you can imagine that there's a lot of pressure and expectation in terms of how do you transform your customer service because of AI and other technology which is coming up. And that's why transformation, AI, and all of this stuff is top priority on our roadmap.
Yeah. So two clickers, so challenge for us. Hopefully we can manage. So my name is Ben. I'm not from PAYBACK, but I'm a PAYBACK customer. So you can see my points. So I'm from Infinit.cx. Yeah, so I started in customer service in this area as a consultant 25 years ago. Was responsible at Infinit.cx the last years for our portfolio. So I had the honor to onboard Parloa as a partner in our portfolio. And since this year, I'm responsible for all our conversational AI projects at Infinit.cx. So yeah, my team and me, so we are serving PAYBACK as a customer. And yeah, so learned a lot the last years, and hopefully we'll learn also over the next years. So, but few words about PAYBACK and Infinit.cx first.
Yeah, maybe first question, who here in this audience has a PAYBACK card? Okay, who is using the app? Okay, this is pretty good average, a bit below, I would say, a German average overall. I guess everybody knows the brand PAYBACK, but not everybody knows the complexity behind the program overall. And if we want to explain PAYBACK, we always try to do it with this lady here, Aunt Emma, Tante Emma. Aunt Emma always had her little corner store somewhere in the street, having more or less 50 customers. And the shopping experience she created was because she knew all of her customers. She knew when Mrs. Weber comes in, she knows she wants to have a special kind of bread. When the little Martin is coming in, he is crazy about gummy bears, and she knew all that. She knew the names, she knew what could be the next best action for the customer, and she had her little notebook behind the corner, and she made her notes about the customers. And this created strong customer loyalty. And in a way, PAYBACK is like Tante Emma, but on a much larger scale, with much more processing power. We have much more data behind our transactions. We have around about 4 million transactions we are processing per day. Transaction data we collect. We have campaign response data. we have customer service data, we have enrollment data, and we combine all that to make the best targeted offers to our customers. We can find some kind of patterns in our data landscape. We know that person who is, for example, purchasing small pet food could be also interested for prepaid, handy mobile prepaid cards and stuff like that. So we can combine those data to make the right offers to our customers. And we are doing that for more than 700 partners in Germany. Only in Germany. We are also in all over many countries in Europe, but this is only Germany here. Aral, DM, Edeka, Amazon, so big brands. And you as a customer could spend your whole life in the Payback universe because we are covering different kind of industries. And you can really save a couple of €100 per year by just collecting points. On the other hand side, our partners get a lot of customer insights, can do much more targeted marketing, cheaper marketing, better offers, customer loyalty, and with a better customer experience overall. And this is the last marketing slide here, so some numbers. Everything with Payback is on a large scale. Last year, our Payback customers collected points in a value of €560 million. Big part of the German retail revenues going over the Payback card, €38 billion last year. And it's a very active program. 95% of all points which are collected are also redeemed in different channels. We have 16 million active app users in Germany, 16 million, which is top 3 after Amazon and eBay. And more or less everybody in Germany knows Payback. Even if I'm talking to my kids, they know everything about Payback. They like the fun and easy and simple way of Payback. And I guess everybody is somehow has somehow touch with Payback from time to time.
Yeah, I will keep it short about Infinit.cx. So customer experience consulting company, system integrator based in Munich, 200 experts, 40 plus years of experience. If you want to hear more about our practices we had, our products we're selling, feel free to connect and connect to us in the booth right behind this wall here. Colleagues are ready and I'm waiting for you. If you're interested, would be happy for. Yeah, but that was enough. Now step into our journey. We want to share, as we said, our key takeaways from the last 2 years. And like always, at a first glance, many things look simple. And the same is with conversational AI projects. Even when we heard the keynote in the morning, everything is easy going, just click, and then it's running. But once you dive a little bit deeper into the project, and we did it 3 years ago, I think, still rule-based, you look into the business case, you calculate it beforehand, things getting more and more complicated when you realize the processes, the different departments, and it's good to have new groundbreaking technology, so this is great. But again, systems, interfaces, and of course, regulations is always a challenge you have to keep in mind. And yeah, today we want to share a bit of our journey over the last 3 years and some of our experience we learned over that time. And like always, the challenge starts even before the project. I think it's for most of you, conversational AI is not the only thing you are looking for. There are other tools, products as well, other projects, internal ones. So the big question is where to start with. And the same situation was with Payback, right, Christian?
Absolutely. So when we started, I guess this is also one reason why many of you are here to get some kind of orientation in this universe of automation. When we started to build our bigger picture and strategy about automation, we saw many demos which were great looking, a lot of companies who were providing things which are more or less similar, a lot of buzzwords out there. We needed to learn what is really omni-channel, what's CSM, what kind of analytics systems do we need, what's conversational AI, we didn't know this a couple of years ago, and how do we build those topics together. And this could be very, very frustrating and very confusing, especially in the beginning. It took really more or less half a year to 1 year to understand who is providing what. All providers claim that they can do everything. And then it's really helpful to have a partner to discuss solutions, to discuss ideas, and also to get more insights on what's really working, what's not working. Ben?
Yeah, and so the big question always is where to start with, and of course the answer is difficult and not easy. So it's different for every customer situation, and especially in conversational AI projects, you can start in different stages. The really important part is in the beginning always to set the right expectations, and these are depending on where you are, because you can't expect a full end-to-end automation in the beginning when your data is not ready. But it also doesn't mean that you have to wait until everything is done. So especially nowadays when things are changing that fast, when we have products like AMP, we have generative AI here, it's very important to start earlier, to learn what you can expect from the technology and what you can expect from, and you can understand if your internal organization, if your company is ready, if you have the right processes, if you have the right systems, the right interfaces. Very often it's even the technical part that we realize that real-time conversational AI systems needs real-time interaction systems. So the good thing at Payback, this wasn't a big problem because real-time transactions is your daily business. So the interfaces were there and they were ready. But of course, Payback is a regulated company. It's part of the MX group. So regulational topics quite heavy. So yeah, brought us to the first learning that we not get lost in the complexity. So Christian.
Yeah, the first learning, which even counts for everything we did after that, is start small. You can spend a lot of time in planning. Momentum is much more important than the perfect plan. And we started, if you look on our customer service landscape, these are our customers, our different servicing channels, and we started in bundling this channel in one omni-channel cloud platform to have a consistent customer experience, to be more transparent over the contacts and over the different contact channels, to enhance productivity of our agents, and so on and so forth. So then we have our customer service agents, our knowledge base, but the first step and also the base for any further automation was having an omni-channel tool. And then the first real automation step started when we integrated our current conversational AI platform from Paloa, and all of our customer line contacts are now going over the voice bot to our agents. So they are all bundled in the voice bot. We identify our customers, we authenticate our customers, we understand the intent they have, we classify the customer service contact, and a big part of the contacts is already contained in the platform and so automated in a way. This was the first real automation step we made. And by spending much time in thinking about the right technology and the right NLU and how it works, and we made a proof of concept to understand which system could be better than the other. For us, the learning was the systems are already working on the right level. We replaced an IVR, by integrating the voice bot, and the uplift from the IVR to Paloa was significant in terms of how we understood our customer. This is only one example for KPIs we captured, but we saw immediately that there's really a big uplift. It's the time we spent before to find the right technology was not really the point. It's more the question, what use cases do we want to integrate here?
Okay. And so one step back, because it's really important, this slide. So first of all, this is 1.5 years ago, rule-based, and still very, very impressive. And we have now at Infinit.cx a lot of AMP projects, which are much more impressive, even about, especially if you talk about the intent recognition, the automation rate, afterwards, when we think about the end-to-end processes. But still, it's worth to talk about the identification rate and about the authentication rate, because when we think about the first learning, start small. This is, in our opinion, really a topic you should tackle first, because it's a very, very important sub-process. It's relevant for all additional following processes, because authentication is needed and is more or less the multiplier. If you are failing here, every other process you want to automate, no matter if it's the address change, banking account, or even some cross-sell, upsell activities in the newer world, the authentication and the identification has to be perfect. So it's always worth here to spend more than 80%. Like in other processes, I would say 80% is really, really good. In authentication, it's good to go much higher. In average, at our customers, we are much higher than 90% in authentication meanwhile. So, but brings us also to second topic, which is very important and crucial for especially the end-to-end process.
Overall, customer service automation is not a silo project. It needs to be integrated overall in the organization. And when we also started small here. We started with the first use cases. Some easy to automate flows, a couple of flows. And we quickly achieved kind of automation rate there. Worked very, very well in the beginning. But the further we went, the more difficult it became. And we are now between those two bubbles. 70 to 80% is a target idea from us. I guess it's possible to automate 80% in customer service if you have the right use cases. But it only works if you have not only the technical integration, it's even more important, and this is also something we underestimated a little bit, you need to transform your whole process landscape. You have to plan your products differently. You have to integrate everything you do from the beginning onwards in your complete governance system. This is also an important task from the service providers. Service providers don't need to provide technology anymore. They need to provide the right approach and documentation to support their customers, to bring them to all of this AI governance board, compliance, operational risk departments, and stuff like that. This is becoming more and more important. And one example for proper integration is also integration of information. I already mentioned payback is complex, and I assume many of your enterprises are also becoming more and more complex year over year. When we started at Payback, everybody was thinking about a payback card, coupons, rewards. So this is somehow people have in mind when they're thinking about Payback. But over the years, we added so many different features, products to our customers, which they need to understand, like Fuel and Go. You go to the gas station, you don't have to leave your card, you can immediately pay with the Payback app. Then you have the wallet in the app, Ecom Pay, an own mobile payment system, one of the biggest payment systems or mobile payment system in Germany, and stuff like this. And in the past, we always tried to solve this by training our customer service agents, having brilliant agents, multi-skilled, and an extensive knowledge database. But this approach, how to integrate the complexity of your business in an automated system, needs to be changed.
Yeah, and this brings us to the third learning for today. So link knowledge sources efficiently. As we saw, a lot of different topics. So means a lot of knowledge, a lot of different FAQs, a lot of different questions and answers could given. And especially now in times of generative AI and AMP, it's very important to tackle this topic. And even here, we figure out a lot of challenges. Of course, you have to think about the knowledge itself. Where does it come from? Does it include the right data? And of course, we have to tackle here as well also everything about EU AI Act. Complicated word if you speak it on a stage like this. A little bit nervous. EU AI Act with some regulatory topics where you have to ensure that you always give the right answer. So even this, which is normally a no-brainer to start with an FAQ process and just giving some answers, has to be well planned in such an environment. And not only from process point of view and from regulational topic point of view, also content-wise. In the past, we had content and FAQs collected over the last 20 years, and they stayed static. We still have this. We have the basic payback questions. We have also here FAQs, which you can read on the website. But there are more FAQ and knowledge parts which has to be integrated to really provide a good experience, campaign briefings, incidents, and these are not static, so they are changing dramatically. And on the other hand, also the behavior of our customers is also changing because they are well more informed nowadays. So the questions even here are more and more complex because the first part they got already solved. And even again here, the first learning is start small. It's the same for the FAQ. Even if it's a no-brainer in the beginning, still start small. Think about what knowledge do you have, play around, learn what you can do with the new technologies, and then prepare it and do it step by step. And the same situation we are right now at Payback. So we did our first two topics here. We're thinking about integrating now the knowledge skill. We are thinking about how we could integrate external knowledge sources because it's really important. Knowledge is changing fast. Everything is getting faster.
So yeah, absolutely. And if it comes to dynamic, Payback is a campaign platform, so you can imagine how many we are sending out, for example, 2 billion newsletters per year. And you can imagine how much problems can occur on this platform. So they're just, if you send out a campaign to a couple of million people and they don't understand the campaign logic, you have problems in your service center. And one of our main learnings was, after some time, it's not so important to have the perfect system with all the use cases you will ever need for the future immediately. It's much more important to have a system which is adjustable and transparent. And this is where we are currently working on. And we are not there, to be honest. But I believe especially the left side of this slide is extremely important if you really want to be successful in automation. You need transparency. You need to understand if customers don't understand any of your flows because they are then automated, and you need automated alerting systems which show you if things are getting out of control. And if you have the left side and the transparency about the systems and the KPIs, then you need an adjustable system which can be changed over day. So in the past, when we had our IVR, we needed to go in the sound studio to change the flow. Now we can just do it immediately if we see there's a problem somewhere out there with our customers. And that's maybe something we even appreciate more, to have something which we can adjust easily instead of having something which is perfect from day one.
So some learnings. So the bigger picture and what's next. Counter is ticking here. Last part of our presentation. Bigger picture. So our appeal is to see not to see AI projects as a journey, a long-term development process. So you know the saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint, or better, a little bit like we choose the evolution process. So a classical conversational AI project, it started normally with design phase, implementation, prompting nowadays, then optimization and tuning ongoing. Then we're moving over to for adding new processes in an agile way, bringing different systems together, adding more value to the end customers. But it's always more. So if we have done this, so we were somewhere in the middle with a guy with a knife here. And it's very important always to look to the complete customer journey, to think about not only about service, to think about marketing and sales. And even if you start small, like we did, you always should have in mind what your real goals, what is your vision, what are you aiming for? Is it just efficiency? Is it customer experience? What do you want to increase? What are your goals? And the second one is, are you just looking for, enhancing one single channel voice, or are you thinking about really multi-channel experience over different areas? And exactly at this step, we are now at our project. So first parts are done. Now it's about looking again to the omni-channel world and what could be next.
Yeah, so you remember this picture, we are there. We're currently working on additional flows on the voice, but we believe it does not make sense to have another automated channel live until we have a relevant number of workflows already automated. And then we will integrate the chatbot in the same platform with two main contact channels, customer line and messenger, being both as automated as possible. Automation here does not only mean there's nothing left for the customer service agents, but to classify, to collect data, also to improve AHT in the service center could be also part of the automation journey. And then this is our final picture. So better integration of the knowledge base so that Paloa conversational AI platform gets all of this information we have on a day-to-day business. Same information like our customer service agents. Our customer service agents better augmented and supported by systems in terms of automated summary of calls, real-time translation, stuff like that, so that we overall can provide the right customer experience to our customers. So, Ben, some famous last words.
Yeah, so we think AI is not nice to have, it's a necessity. So everything is getting faster, more complex, more volume on all channels. Your competitors are using it, of course some pressure from outside, so it's worth to invest. It's a must. And here the key is to have the right partners in place, technology partners, integrators on your side to grow with their innovations and with their ideas. We are ready, and I think we will have exciting times, or we are already having exciting times. And I'm interested and curious what's next. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Parloa.